Hello and welcome to another episode of Solo Inter podcast with me, as always, is Manish. How are you doing, man? All good?
Amazing. Very good. How about you?
Yeah, good, man. And crucial win last week against Hellas Verona. I mean, you saw me in the group. I was totally pissed at the performance. I thought like we are like so close to the title, and we are not. It's not like we're not giving it our all. Like, it's been a long season, but you have to push over the line, and you have to give like 110% now. And when you see like the players giving it their all, but they're still not doing the movements right. They're not passing it right. They're trying some flicks. They're trying to be smart instead of keeping it simple. And that gets frustrating for me because it's like, dude, keep it simple, pass, score. I mean, get a 2 goal cushion and then do whatever tricks you want. But these guys are, and for me, I'll be like, okay, these guys won't win. They don't have the winning mentality. I mean, it's so frustrating. I mean, how did you feel like? Were you as frustrated, or do you think like, okay, the goal will come eventually and the 3 points are secure?
So Gautam, I think last time was in the reverse picture. We had a special guest on the show, and Verona's a very tricky team, because right now I think they're in a very comfortable position. They don't have to be relegated. Now they're fighting for European places. So for them, it's nothing to lose, and they'll give their all. I think pretty much we expected that. I think first 20 or 30 odd minutes, they were having a lot of possession, and Inter was defending with them. And so it's pretty much Conti style. We're kind of used to it now. So we're not surprised in that. And yes, it was a very tough match. And talking about possession side, again, Inter didn't have much of the possession. It was more Verona having possession. I think 51 to 49, quite close. Uh, Although they had more possession, equal number of shots, both had given 12 shots, and nothing threatening Handanovic as such. So we could say that Inter likes to play off the counter, which is Inter's strength. But we're talking about corners. I think Verona had more corners, 8 corners as compared to Inter's 3. So Gotham, this match was tough. If you check the highlights, obviously Inter had more chances, pretty much. Although we had less possession, but we come to know how Conte likes to play football. He likes to attack on the counter, and we had, I think, a couple of early shots with Hakimi. One within the first couple of at first 10 minutes or
Yeah.
something, he came cuts with his left foot, he misses it. Then second, he gave a good shot on the right foot. Again, the keeper stopped. Hakimi was all over the place, I think, initially, and I believe Lautaro initially had a good chance too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think he handled the ball with his shoulder or something, which would have been disallowed. And that on the other side, Dimarco. I think Dimarco, we always expect him to come and punish us. And the two former players, one side Dimarco, another side Ferroni, both were like attacking the wings completely. Dimarco had a very good daisy cutter, which I think they just missed a
Yeah.
last minute tap in. That surely would have been a goal. Other than that, I think Ferroni had a very close shot when he headed corner, which I think pretty much Handanovic covered that area.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the blunder. Handanovic slightly mishandled it and the ball went in. If you check different angles, different things, what did you make of that? Was it
I,
Handanovic blunder or was it a foul? What did you make of that, Gautam?
I mean, it was a foul because he did encroach into Andanovic. He did hit Andanovic, so that was a foul. But it shouldn't have come to that in the first place. Like, if you see Handanovic, he's in two minds. He doesn't know. He looks at Faraoni and then he's like, okay, should I go? Should I not go? And then he just stands. And then he's not even jumping. He's just collecting the ball. I mean, all you have to do is like jump 1 feet or take 2 steps front. Like, if you take 2 steps front, when he saw Faraoni coming, if you take 2 steps front, like, he's not even going to attack you because he knows it'll be a foul. And if he just touches you, know it's going to be a foul. But why take the risk? And it has to be like, okay, see, Lukaku just came. Skriniar was here. I mean, not as long as Handanovic. Lautaro is not as long as Handanovic. So it's only Brozovic and Handanovic who have been here for a long time. And when we are this close to secure the title, it has to be Handanovic who has to like motivate people. He's the one who has to be like giving it 110, 120% and stuff like that, because he has suffered along with us all these years when we are like not competitive. We had shit players. Like, he was the star in a shit team, and now he's the weakest link. But still, like, he has been here all this while when all of us were suffering. So he should not be the one who's making these blunders. He should be the one who should be leading from the front, telling the team that okay, see, we have suffered through all these things. Like this was the team. Now you guys are good. We have to lead. We have to win. And the blunder was like, it could have cost us 2 more points, like six
And
points.
considering last week too, he made a mistake, and now
Yeah,
it's the
and even against
second
Napoli,
consecutive.
he
Yeah,
made, like you can say he made a mistake. Okay, that was it. But let's say he was involved in it. So 3 weeks in a row, he would have cost us 6 points now. Now I've been
right,
supporting him. Like when you were against him, I've been supporting him throughout. But
right.
now
We know that
I feel like he has to
it's
go
about
now
time.
because I mean this year he hasn't been that consistent as previous. You can see he's fading. Now next year it shouldn't be like more and more mistakes, and then people forget
No,
how much good stuff he
Gotham,
has
if
done.
you check the past also, I think when we had Toldo and goal, Toldo was solid throughout, but towards twilight years of his career, he used to make like step simple blunders, and then rightfully Julio Cesar replaced him.
Yeah,
And Julio Cesar was amazing. The fans loved him. He
yeah.
showed a lot of emotions. He celebrated with the team. He celebrated each and every goal, so fans could connect with him. But again, during the final, I think 2011 or 2012 season
Hmm.
onwards, he started making blunders,
Yeah,
mishandling the ball, and you could remember the 2011 match against Bayern Munich when Leonardo was the coach.
yeah.
Two costly mistakes he
Hmm.
created. So what I'm trying to say is the age is catching up. It's no more
Correct.
the reflexes. His handling slightly gets. Even this happened with Gigi Buffon. I think when he was in PSG, the Champions League, he missed a couple of simple shots. So it's nothing to take away from Handanovic. This guy is a champion. He's been a legend for Inter, playing
Hmm.
so long. But rightfully said, his time has come for us to take a new young, athletic, young keeper. I feel.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like even like you said when Toldo was there, like when he started fading off and Julio Cesar came in, Toldo didn't like it, but he had to leave. Like that was there. He understood. Like initially he didn't like it, but he knew okay, fine. Julio Cesar is better than him now, younger keeper, more agile. I mean, Handanovic, he should. I mean, I don't think he'll make a big fuss if you want, like if we get a new keeper. But even I think it's time. Like next season, it shouldn't be like more and more errors and people stop remembering the good stuff Handanovic has done. Like he has given us like 50, 60 points over the season with his saves.
Right.
And these kind of blunders shouldn't happen, especially now. Like, yeah, it's just 5 points away, but he shouldn't be making these mistakes down the line, like the remaining games. And what did you
Sure.
think of Hakimi though? Like he has been like I've been like telling he's inconsistent as well, but this time he was all over the pitch. The free kick, I think it should have gone. That would have been like the goal of the season for us, at least one of the goals of the season.
I think everybody, including the coach, even the opposing keeper, Sylvester, he was like, seriously, did Hakimi shoot that? He didn't move an inch. And what a free kick. Amazing. Long range free kick. And we didn't know, but we know that one thing of Hakimi, a couple of goals which he scored really good goals with a lot of power and a lot of accuracy. This guy can shoot the ball really well. The technique he uses for shooting the ball is second to none. You know, it gives. I think when he shoots, it hits correctly the bootlace is the sweet spot. So you can see that sweep it goes in, and that was an amazing free kick. It should have gone in, but nonetheless we can't complain much. But Hakimi over the I think last few matches we've been complaining he's been out of form, but this guy he is the most attacking threat we have on the wings, and he's really good. Defensively, he's improved a lot. Yes, now offensively, we know what he's capable of, and we can see certain glimpses of that. And also for that final thing, other than the free kick, he gave an assist to Darmian, which
Yeah,
Darmian scored. What a delightful, amazing assist! You know, he gave the left foot, took his time, he passed it, and Darmian acres of space. We were scared because last week he said he fucked it up last week. He tried to
yeah.
pass. This time, I think
Hmm.
he had the confidence to control the ball well and started past the keeper. What a goal! What a team goal! I think everybody, Sanchez, Lukaku, Hakimi, all involved in this goal, and that's called a team effort. And you could see that in Conte's overall celebration, and the whole team celebrated, including reserve keeper Radu ran to
Yeah.
the pitch, jumped in, and that shows the emotions of the team and how connected they are. All the players are not playing much. Everybody felt like one, and it's really good to see. And good to
And
see Sensi also back on the pitch.
yeah, and again, as usual, Sanchez when he comes on as a substitute, like he just torments the opposition defenders. Like he's all over the place. He doesn't let the defenders rest. He doesn't let the midfielders rest. And again, he was quite instrumental in starting the move for the goal. And like you said, Darmian last week he missed an open chance when we all were telling like he should have scored. Like it was an easy goal if he just had the confidence. And I think this shows now that in training, I think Conte also would have spoken to him like you are getting into his positions when you have the chance, just shoot. And it's not like he shot in the corner; he shot in the center of the goal and
Exactly.
still went in. So he had the confidence and it went in. Like, but do you feel like these performances should give Darmian more starting spots, or do you feel like Perisic has just taken over the spot because he's way more attacking threat?
No, definitely Perisic is. We expect him to start. But one thing is assuring is that we have somebody off the bench who can make a difference. Because all this while, when you bring on substitutes, for example, Gagliardini or Vecino, we know pretty much it's just to cover spaces and run down
Yeah.
and close down. Nothing much. We can't expect anything. No, nothing our quality we can expect. But saying that now Darmian, we know we can expect some type of quality. And this, and kudos goes to the coach Conte. Conte is known to revamp his career because everybody thought Darmian's pretty much finished,
Mm.
and everybody. And I think this plays to our advantage because if I feel we had Perisic and stuff, I'm sure some Verona players had closed him down. But they must consider, okay, it's just Darmian. What is he going to do? So they left him because of space. Because when you see Hakim, he's always marked heavily on the right side. Lukaku's heavily marked. Sanchez is heavily marked. But Darmian,
Yeah,
it's a
Darmian was
surprise they left him
completely
free.
free. Yeah, there's
Yes, and
no one
not
near
now for two
Darmian.
consecutive weeks. So
Yeah,
it's in the oppositions don't consider him as dead. Like, okay, this guy cannot score much. He pretty much screwed it up and stuff. So that plays to our advantage. Yeah. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good, Darmian. And this guy, Darmian, like I said, he completely his career has changed on Conti, and Conti loves this type of players. I think 10 years back or something, he had some player called Giaccherini and stuff.
mm.
He could play all around the place, right wing back, left wing back. So like that, are players like they call the Joker type players where they can play anywhere, give slot in the center back position. And pretty much Darmian is doing what Dambrosio did over the years for us, like last end, score important goals, vital goals and stuff. It's been
Yeah.
useful addition to the team.
And now we are close to the Scudetto. I don't want to jinx it. I mean, even though we are just 5 points away, like 2 wins away, but I still don't want to jinx it. But if and when we do win the Scudetto, and if and when the fans are allowed to celebrate with the team, do you feel that Darmian should get the biggest cheer? Because when he came in, there was no fanfare at all. Like not even one guy went to the airport. Like he just came in, became part of the team, and there was no support from the fans. And now he's scoring these crucial goals when we most need it. When like Lukaku is not scoring, Lautaro is not scoring, you need someone to score when these guys are not in form. And Darmian has done it now. Do you feel like he deserves the biggest cheer now because of what happened to him when he came in?
I'll say one thing interesting is I think every player we had a launch video. Intermedia House put a video. Even for Ashley Young, we had a video. But for Darmian saying that we had absolutely nothing. It was like media silence. Just one small note saying that Inter signed Darmian. That's about it. So I think the club also didn't expect big things from him. We just thought he's a average player to sit on the bench and pretty much be a reserve player. But this guy proved everybody wrong. I think the only person who could see this was Conti. Other than that, nobody. The club also didn't have faith in Conti. Didn't have faith in Darmian, sorry. But this guy is proving everybody wrong. And saying that, Gotham, I think this season, everybody is involved. Ranocchia
Yeah.
played some crucial matches in the center of defense and he played really well. We had D'Ambrosio initially came off, but he got injured. But now Sensi is back. Arthur Vidal played the first half really well. And then we had Ericsson. So pretty much Alexis Sanchez also came off the
Hmm.
bench and helped a lot. I think other than Pinamonti and Radu, everybody else was involved in some way or the other. We had Ashley Young give some crucial passes. So overall, it's like this team is so well knit together, so well everybody's contribution is required. There's nothing called
Yeah.
reserve players or substitutes or starting level. Everybody is involved in one project. That's the best thing about this team I like so far.
Yeah, and also like there was news that Morata and Conte both were asking Zhang for clarification on will he invest in Inter, what's the situation before they commit. I mean that's the thing, but just now another news came out that because of Inter's success, Chinese government has reduced the restriction on sunning because they are like becoming a global brand now. So it's good for China if they become a global brand as well. And Inter success is helping that. So they have reduced the restriction on sunning, which I hopefully mean that the money will come in now, and Jang is coming in with 250 million apparently. Like, what do you feel like? Do you feel like this team is going to carry on next season, or do you see, apart from your regular departures, do you see someone who is crucial like Lautaro or Lukaku or Hakimi for that matter, or Skriniar or De Vrij, moving away to like a Premier League or a La Liga team?
See, Gautam, you mentioned something initially. The first point, Conti and Marotta are seeking future clarification. That's true. Actually, anybody, any manager for any club want to know, is Inter still part of the project? Is Zhang still looking at the future of the club? Because everybody is uncertain, and there becomes a point where Conti commits a lot, he plans a lot, and then but the team is not in sync. Right, this season we saw the team and the coach both in sync. That's why we saw the results good. So Zhang also has to convince Conti that, you know what, Inter is not, we're not going to stop investing. We're going to continue investing. The project is on. Our plan was within 3 years to win Scudetto, and then within 5 years to be in Champions League top levels. So I'm sure like that there's a planned step, and now the next step is how do we improve in Europe. So Conte will definitely give his viewpoints. For us to improve in Europe, these are the areas we need investment and stuff. So Zhang has to be on the project, and any manager would want that clarification, yeah, because it makes no sense like Conti wants to do something but the team's in different levels. So
Yeah.
it's right if Marotta and Conti sit with Zhang. I think Zhang is expected to come next week in
Hmm.
Milan to clarify and sit with Conti, and hopefully that's sorted out well. So talking about the project which you mentioned, Gautam, right now it's not clear. It's been rumors that what you said, the Chinese government are going to relax funding
Hmm.
if that is if Inter win this title, because I think first time a Chinese-owned team wins something big in Europe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure on the facts. I need to check on that. So, but for Chinese government and China itself, it's a big victory. First time a Chinese-owned team wins in
Hmm.
Europe, which is a big thing. And if that happens, yes, the Chinese government will give certain restrictions or something. That's what the rumors say, and that's what some sources say. But so far, how far it's true, we don't know about it. But saying that if we get good offer for Martinez or Ericsson and stuff, I'm
Hmm.
sure Inter would have to sell one of the players to for us to keep signing big ones. Some
But
player
do
would
you
have to,
feel,
if you ask me.
but yeah, but do you feel that it should have, so you are expecting like one of the big names to leave this summer? Because like when the press asked Conte, like it's like you mentioned about Europe, like next season we have to do good in Europe along with Conte. Conte also mentioned that I've been in Europe with bad teams when like I had no right competing in Europe with that team. I was competing and that's where the result went bad. But the way he said it, it felt like this is a team that can compete in Europe, and with with him and the team, it is possible. The objective is possible to go far in Champions League with additions next season to this team. So, do like if someone leaves, do you think Conte would accept that? Because I think the camaraderie within the group is good, including the coaches. It's not just the players. So, do you feel like Inter will sell one of the top players?
See, Gautam, not just Inter, generally, I think overall any club, if a good offer comes at this stage where economic crisis are
Hmm.
at its peak, yeah, and we would need some funds to show in the books. So I'm not saying it's going to be Lautaro, definitely it could be Ericsson, it could be, and I'm sure like a lot of our high wage earners will be slowly shipped out, like Arturo
Hmm.
Vidal, and possibly Alexis Sanchez will be shipped out because we are paying him around 7.5. He's the highest earner along with Lukaku,
Hmm.
and he just plays last 15 or 20 odd minutes, so it's too much salary for him. Then Kohlrabi will be shipped off. So certain projects evaluations will be made in terms of salary wise. And one big factor is I'm expecting, provided if the offer is right. Right now, I don't think any team is capable to make big signings like Lautaro. You said 120,
Yeah.
130 million. I don't think any team right now has the financial capability to do that. But if a big offer comes in, I'm sure Inter is willing to sell anybody. It's like other than Lukaku, I think Lukaku right now is the most priced asset, and the team is
Hmm.
built around Lukaku. If Inter has to sell any other player, I'm sure Inter would consider the offer if the offer is good, and and that money will be definitely reinvested because we need to show some cash flows in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a very high possibility for that, Gautam.
Yeah. Plus, we'll be getting new sponsor as well, so that money will be coming in too. So, I think yeah, hopefully it goes well. And ESL is dead anyway. With
Yes.
yeah, it's like one day Josh.
Hopefully,
That's
we don't get any sanctions for that. because Inter is, I
No,
think, the only Italian team that backed out. But you never
no, no,
know
no. Yeah,
what's
but even the fine that ESL clubs are supposed to pay if they back out, Inter didn't sign the contract apparently because the clauses weren't in place, so they didn't sign the final contract. So there's no fine for Inter. That's the rumor again. No one knows, but yeah, uh, just a short bit on ESL. Like we have heard the UEFA head say that English clubs will get leniency because they moved out of ESL first, and everyone else will be punished harsher. I mean, if that happens, I would support Inter going back to ESL than stay in UEFA because it wasn't like the English clubs grew a conscience. The fans protested. The government said, "Okay, we'll put bans on you guys," and that's when the owners decided, "Okay, it's business-wide, it's a bad decision," and that's why they backed out. It's not like they grew a conscience. So if UEFA treats English clubs leniently and
separately.
yeah, separately from us,
That would be
and
really unfair.
yeah, so that then I'll be like, dude, ESL is better. Let's go to ESL. Screw the UEFA thing. Like that's not fair at all. Then
So
so
let's talk about ESL. I think the Italian teams and Spanish teams are the ones suffering the most
yeah,
because Spanish teams, both Real Madrid and Barcelona, in huge debts. Italian league also Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Juventus and huge debts. The Premier League, pretty much everyone earns a lot. Teams
yeah,
like the newly promoted sides in Premier League, they earn a lot of money, a lot of money. I think even if you win, come first or second in Serie A, they don't earn much as a
yeah,
newly promoted earns in Premiership. So the revenue is really unbalanced. So it makes sense the Premier League teams back out first because they don't actually need the revenue because they are self-sufficient.
mm,
This only need is the Spanish teams and Italian teams. That's so. I think punishment-wise, also it should be fair if it's given all, not
yeah.
leniency. That wouldn't be
I mean, they
acceptable.
shouldn't separate the clubs just because like they are and we know why he's doing it. It's because of Premier League money. That's it. There is no other reason. Everything else is an excuse, and I think fans should protest if this thing happens.
Definitely,
Okay,
definitely.
now back to the game again. We'll go for the player ratings.
Right.
The hero of the match, Handanovic, for you. Like, what's your rating?
I would give Handanovic. I think again, pretty much he didn't have anything to stop. One Marco shot, which the player missed a tap in, and Faroni header, which missed. Other than that, I don't think Handanovic stopped anything. And one, pretty much one handling, which he completely fucked up. I would give a rating of 5 to Handanovic.
Okay, so Skriniar, I would say he had a solid game. No, nothing special, but he did his job. So I would give him a 6. De Vrij.
De Vrij, I think along with Skriniar, De Vrij also had a very, very good match. And I think the whole lot of Italian media praised De Vrij for his performance, second consecutive game. Once he got COVID, he started slow, but now he's coming strong and strong and strong. I would give a rating of 7.5 to De Vrij.
Oh, okay. Bastoni, I would give 6 as well, along with Skriniar, because as usual, like solid on the ball, didn't make any errors, and a regular solid game and a clean sheet as well. So 6 for Bastoni as well. Next, Hakimi.
Hakimi, for me, I'm going to give Hakimi high rating. I'll give him an 8.5 rating.
Okay.
Uh, Initially, he had two shots, like I said, very good shots, and he gave an assist to Darmian and a free kick which he curled in. So this guy, for me, is for me the man of the match, Hakimi.
Okay. Yeah, for me as well, Hakimi is man of the match, and Perisic I would give a 5 because nothing special. He was in the flank. Attacking wise, I didn't think he did that much, but he didn't screw up in defense as well. He is improving game by game, so I would give him a 5, solid 5. Next is Varela.
Varela again, this guy seems offbeat. He seems off pace, and people are contesting that he should be the midfielder of the season for
Hmm.
the Italian league, but his performance have dropped a lot. I think this guy's young. He needs to put his head on the ground and work hard because players like Kessie and Milinkovic Savic, they are dominating the game midfield. They are giving man of the match performance week in and week out. Varela needs to step up. I think in between he was praised a lot by all over
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
media. All the legends are praising he's the best player in Italian league and stuff. I think something has gone into his head saying that Varela is a really good player. We expect a lot from him. That's why I'm slightly disappointed with his performance. I would give a rating of 5.5 to Varela.
Okay. Brozovic again, a solid performance. Attacking wise, I think he could have done more, but at least better than the last game when he was trying flicks and stuff and it wasn't coming off. At least this time he kept it simple. Maybe Conte yelling at him last match did the trick. I would give him 6.5. Next, Ericsson.
Ericsson, for me, a standard performance. Ericsson, one free kick which we expected him to do much better. He didn't do much. And set pieces, we had three corners, nothing noticeable. I would give him standard six to Ericsson for the game.
Okay. And Lukaku, I mean, the defenders were all over him. They didn't even let him turn around. I mean, you have seen the screenshots as well. They're pulling his shorts, they're pulling his shirt, like anything they can get a hand on, they're just not letting him move at all. So, but he still gave a solid performance. He was involved in the goal as well. So I would give him 6.5. Lautaro Martinez.
Talking about Lukaku, I thought Lukaku really played well. Like if you check all attacking positions where Lukaku's holding up the ball and two players
Yeah.
running off him, pretty much the entire first half, and I think most probably second half also, it was pretty much the same tactic. And I wished Conte had put some person next to Lukaku because if you check the space, it was Lukaku holding up the ball and he had acres of space around it. If a person like Ericsson or something played a much more advanced role, we would have got a lot of chances to score. Saying that, yes, talking about Lautaro Martinez, Lautaro had one amazing run. I think he took on the entire
Yeah.
midfield of
Oh, that
Verona.
should have been a goal. If that was a goal, it would
Yeah,
have been amazing.
it would be a memorable goal. It was really good. He has a lot of skill. He has good control, but he shot straight at the keeper and keeper stopped. He had a good performance again, shutting down opposition and stuff. I would give him the same rating of 6.5 to Lautaro Martinez.
Okay. And coming to substitutions, Sensi, I feel it was a good substitution to come on. We needed the spark. We needed, and it's good that Sensi is back in the pitch. It's good to see him and good to see Conte trust Sensi more. Like there was some rumors that he's still not gelled with the squad because of his long layoff. Yes, that is there, but I feel he came in and he did his job right, and I'd give him a 5.
All right.
Next is,
Uh,
yeah, Darmian.
Darmian. So Darmian, this guy, is super sub along with Sanchez and very Mr. Reliable. I think that will be the right name to keep Darmian because we know pretty much he's going to give a good, decent performance. 6 or 6.5. We know pretty much every game he's going to step in. He's
Yeah,
going to do that. He's not that very fancy type player with a lot of footwork, dribbling and stuff. But when called upon, he does what we need him to do.
yeah.
So I would give him a rating of 7. Darmian. This guy is very calm and very composed, and that is quite tricky because all of a sudden you have a lot of space. And he took a shot well and he scored. And I'm very happy. And when called upon, he's always been reliable. So he deserves a rating.
Okay. Yeah, and the Sanchez as well, like you said, like Darmian, whenever he's called off the bench, he is just a rocket. He has so much energy, he just destroys the defense. Like he when he's against a tired defense, he's unstoppable. And here again he did the same thing, like running around, like and you you never know how to stop him. Like he has tricks up his sleeve as well, and he's really effective coming on as a super sub. But saying all that, yeah, he did a good performance and similar to what I gave Skriniar and Bastoni, I would give him a 6 as well because he did what he was supposed to do and really good. And
All
how
right.
would you rate Conte, his game plan?
Antonio Conte. So, this time matches, people expect us to win 4-0, 5-0, but that's not the case. It's like, these players, Inter players, have never won anything big other than I think Arturo Vidal is one who has won major trophies. Sanchez maybe in Barcelona days, yes. Other than that, we don't have much players who won anything major in the career.
Hmm.
So, just like they call it jitters before crossing the finish line. And that's what you're facing right now. The whole team is like going through, oh shit, we got to win something big. And
Hmm.
that I can understand, because we none of these players have been there before. And
Yeah.
Conte has to set the team right, motivate them right. And it's this type of struggle is pretty much expected because, like I said, the reasons I mentioned. So I'll give Conte an 8 rating because this match, although we didn't have much possession, and then we didn't make any save, and we had a lot of chances. If Lautaro had scored, I think the initial one, and Hakimi scored the free kick, we would have
Yeah.
scored a big line. But saying that Conte is doing his best, what he can with the team, and I'm sure any other coach during this time would have dropped points. So kudos to Conte.
Yeah, and like you said, I just want to evolve onto that point wherein you said the players are nervous now because it's first time like the bunch is winning something. Do you feel like this is the moment where the value of Kolarov and Vidal and Perisic comes into the picture, wherein like they have won titles? Like Perisic won the Bundesliga last season, even though it was
He won the
Bayern and
treble, yeah.
yeah, and do you feel like people like Kolarov, Vidal, Perisic, they come into the picture now? And Perisic is still playing, but Kolarov and Vidal, like the dressing room leadership, is this where it comes in, where they should calm down these younger players?
You could see that in the match. I think they both are wearing fancy clothes and sitting off the bench. They could be sitting with the directors up top, but no, they
Hmm.
want to be part of the bench. Although they're injured and no way in shape to play a match, but still they're sitting the bench and being a motivation factor. Yes, Gautam, these plays a really important role because a lot of these players, like I said, all are young. And I think Conti said rightfully in this press post-match conference, he said that Bastoni, De Vrij, and Skriniar are pretty much virgins in terms of winning trophies. And
Yeah,
when he coached Juventus first, it was the BBC defense, Barzagli, Bonucci, and Cellini.
yeah.
They were exactly in the same position, like virgin in terms of
Hmm.
trophies. They haven't won anything. So he sees the similar comparison, and hopefully this can start a winning cycle. So that is really reassuring to hear. And yes, this play team's young and it's really good to start a winning cycle. And also one thing which Conti said, I'll just bring that into attention. Conti said last week he seemed a bit doubtful. Yeah, I need to talk with the owners to decide my
Hmm.
future and stuff. But this week he seemed a little good mood. He reassured the fans. He's saying that it's not easy to start again at some other club
Yeah,
at year zero. Now that he has built something in Inter, he wants to continue. He wants to take the project forward, provided if the owners have the same vision like him. So that's really good because we want Conte to stay because this
yeah.
guy, I think over 10 years, we were trying to win
Hmm.
something over a decade. So definitely, I think the club should back him.
Yeah. So, on that note, folks, this is another episode of Solo Inter Podcast. We are on other platforms as well, like Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. All the links will be given in the description. Please do like and subscribe, and also let us know in the comments. Do you think it's the final season of Handanovic? Do you think it's the right time to go and replace him with a younger keeper? See you soon before the next preview. Till then, Forza Inter.
Forza Inter, guys.